Good morning, everybody. It is February 12th, 2022. Whole bunch of twos in there. 2/12/2022. Um, uh, Going into a Valentine's weekend. I hope you're sharing some love with somebody, whether you're married, single, or whatever the case may be for you. Um, uh, be sure and share the love that you have with somebody. It's this Valentine's weekend should be around the love of Christ, should be around the love of friends, family, all of the above. So this morning I wanted to jump on real quick because I don't think I'm going to make it on tomorrow. Um, if I do, I doubt it. I do know that there's those that bought Martians in the NFT world in the Nexus system, that there's a reveal party today at 3. I'm hoping to jump onto that and understand what that all means, because it's all a learning experience. This is besides buying hashtags in Tag Protocol. This is my first, my second venture into the NFT space, and buying Martians and being a part of that community and all that's going on there. So they have some involvement in the Super Bowl. They have some involvement in a new movie coming out that is going to intertwine the whole community that we're involved in. So just lots of neat things, lots of learning going on there. Matter of fact, to the point that I don't really know how to teach some of it as of yet. But, each time that I step in, I used to say, my best way to learn is to throw me to the wolves, and let me figure it out. And that's kind of what seems to be happening in the crypto space for at least myself right now. But if I'm not willing to not understand, then I probably won't get to the understanding, right? So if I'm not willing to try to figure things out the best that I can, then everybody in this day and age wants you to just tell them everything, and to instead of them going and digging in themselves like I'm trying to do. But I like to get answers too, straight up. I like to get straightforward, quick answers. But if I will utilize the tools around me, the YouTube, the different things, if I'll block time for education, block time for learning, and then do things like we do on Friday morning and just jump in there and try to figure out some of the staking, try to figure out some of the things in the crypto space, try to figure out some of the new. When I'm wrong on there, because I'm doing it with a group of people, they'll tell me, or when they're wrong, I'll tell them, or whatever. And we'll learn, well, that's not what I understand with this. Or maybe, yeah, but I found a quicker way, or I found a better way, or if you use this site, you'll get over to this site better. If you use this wallet, you'll be able to trade and swap. If you use this wallet, you'll be better off in the trading space. Whatever the case may be, is we do things to continue to learn together, and we do things to continue. But if we're not putting out things, if we're not putting in our own efforts, if we're not being a front runner of our own destiny when it comes to investing or creating residual income, well, it probably won't happen. So we got to do our part along with the community part. And so plugging in is a big part of that. And right now, with the new reveal, with buying, with every new launch in the cryptocurrency space comes some plugging in time. So if you're going to commit to a launch over here, so let's say like the Martian program, you have to commit to learning that along the way, so that you're not just putting your money into something you have no clue what you're doing, and then you go and then you want to blame others when you can't reverse something that's going on. So like most of my experiences here's kind of the point that I'm trying to get at this morning. Most of my experiences in cryptocurrency, because I was willing to plug in and get up at 5 a.m. and do an hour of study or whatever, I usually didn't miss too many opportunities. So when other people were calling things 8 years ago a scam and whatnot, I was making money. Okay. Because they would call me up 2 months after a crash or something, and what's going on with this and what's going on with that. Now, like, are you are you kind of joking with this phone call? Is this phone call kind of a joke? How do you really want me to respond to that when that happened 2 months ago and you either gained by it or you didn't? So in the cryptocurrency space, it can't be exactly like the stock market and stuff where you put your money and make it ride. Now you can do that and you can hodl, but in most cases, if you're not paying attention, especially in projects, that like back then in early, I mean, way ahead of our time projects. If you weren't paying attention, then it was your own cause if it went down. But you could have controlled that or adjusted or even bought at the dips to make up for the losses if you were just educating yourself along the way and paying attention. So, like for instance, I just bought Martians. I could just say, "Hey, I'm going to let that NFT investment ride and not pay attention to what's going on," or I'm going to try to find out if there's anything that I can do to increase the value of what I just purchased. If I can control any of it, kind of like the serenity prayer, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Well, I have to take some wisdom and see if there's things that I can do to improve it. I'll never forget on one of the first projects that we did, and I use this story quite often. It was actually called IPN, and the SEC got involved with us because we were ahead of our times. They didn't know how to handle cryptocurrency, but that company was doing nothing wrong. Okay, but they got involved and they messed us up. Well, everybody that had their investment in them there then started to call it a scam just because the SEC came and got involved. They started to call it a scam, started to call it this, started to call it that. And I'm going, how in the hell is that helping your investment at all? You should be saying, hey, we believe in this. We're not doing anything wrong. We're a pace setter for the industry and believe in what they had. You want to know why people were doing that? Because they didn't understand what they had, because they didn't do any education on their own. They didn't plug in to know that each step of the way we were progressing. Everybody was getting their own online stores. We were getting established into a place where that we could use that cryptocurrency in our stores and start to grow that community and keep that community growing. Instead, all these naysayers that didn't have a clue what they were talking about went on to Discord channel, the disc, whatever the channel is, and went on to different social medias and downplayed what was one of the greatest projects. They're doing everybody that's doing the cryptocurrency community builds now, we were doing back then. And so everybody, all of the projects now are all of a sudden just fine. We were just ahead of our time. But see, people didn't create and try to figure out things to make it better and to be a part of the solution. Instead, they became the voice of the problem and totally ran it into the dirt. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to invest money in something and I'm going to talk bad about it so nobody else gets involved and nothing grows. You understand that? So you got to play the ups and the downs. We've talked on here many times about, man, and I'm just going off on a tangent today. We've talked many times today, and I still love that company, by the way. Still believe that someday it will come around to the forefront. And whether anybody else does or not, I don't care. So the other thing because they were saying the same thing about Bitcoin. They're saying the same thing about Ethereum. So naysay yourself to your own grave, because I'm not going there. Okay. So, but all of the programs that we're doing now have the same concept: build a community, build a community. Let me say it again: build a community around what you're doing and get excited about it. So, what am I going to do to be a part of that solution moving forward? Whether it's tag protocol, okay? Are you sending your hashtags out on Twitter? Okay. Are you doing anything to increase the volume of your own hashtags, or to increase the somebody seeing your own hashtags? Maybe somebody sees your hashtag, like one of my hashtags is Godfather. So maybe I'm talking about solution oriented stuff here, right? So let's just talk about solutions for your own project. So I don't care what project you're in. I don't care if you're in Helium. I don't care if you're in Hyperfund. I don't care. I don't care if you're in Tag Protocol. I don't care if you're in Nexus. I don't care what you're involved in. Are you participating in at least knowledge of how you can be a part of that solution and how you can keep the positive rolling? Okay, so I was just talking about Tag Protocol. Are you sharing your hashtag? See, somebody might see my Godfather hashtag and go, "Oh, there's a reason for me to use that," and it might just trigger something where that they start blasting Godfather out there. I don't know, just different things. Or they might see me using the hashtag and want to own it and want to monetize it and want to buy it from me. I don't know. I'm learning how that's all going to play out, and I'm just talking about paying attention to being a part of the solution. Okay, let's use another example. Let's use the Martian thing that's going on right now. So today we have a reveal. I am actually hosting a Valentine's dinner for my entire ward of my church. So what does that mean? I'm My mind is focused on that today. But at 3:00 today, I'm still going to at least listen. If I can't get on, if I can only listen into the Zoom, I'm going to at least listen or do everything in my power to be a part of that. Okay. And if not, I've asked Andrea to take notes for me regardless, because I have to know what's going on with the reveal party and what's going on, and how can I play up my NFTs to help them to maybe be more valuable or get more people excited about NFT projects and this project, get them with knowledge of the movie. I don't know. But if I don't follow my investment to have knowledge, I don't know how I can participate in that solution. And then there does become a time of, okay, hodl and let it be, or whatever, or hey, you got to have more patience, or you can't do anything to solve this. We got to just grow the community or whatever. Okay, so whatever the case may be, even Bitcoin. If you allow people to talk negative about Bitcoin, and you don't try to correct that, how thankful you are for Bitcoin's past and for Bitcoin's future, because everything rides on it. If you're not talking positive about that or keeping the positive talk, then shame on you. You're hurting the whole industry. If you got involved in something and you're carrying on the conversation of a coin that did not work or did not make it, or a project that did not make it, because it's not all of them that some of them didn't quite have the financial backing that they thought they needed. Some of them learned things along the way and they fell away. It wasn't always a scam reason why a project didn't work or whatever. But if we're calling it that's getting in people's mindset, and they're not playing in our world. So what are we wanting people to do? To understand the value of the biggest transfer of wealth that the world's ever seen, and to understand that it's not a fearful place, that it's a great place to be, and that they need to join us in it. and we grow our community and help them to learn and help them to understand. So I say all of that to say on this Saturday morning going into Valentine's weekend that that if we keep love in the equation, hey, you like how I tied that in? We keep love in the equation of our own projects. We can be our own enemy so often in business, and people don't even realize it. You know, like allowing your employees to complain, allowing a customer to complain without trying to fix it, without trying to right whatever was wrong. Gosh, we don't let a problem go at Barking Beauties that we don't address. Not ever. We don't allow drama of complaining to go on in the shop. We'll fire somebody in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, we'll fire somebody. Hey, do you want to be? If you don't want to be here, leave. Okay. Well, when you're investing your own money in something and wanting money to be made while you sleep, if everything you're planning in people's mind has some sort of negative connotation to it, how the hell is that ever going to happen? It's just not. It's just not. So quit devastating your own projects. Sometimes you got to plant a flag. Sometimes you can, and that doesn't mean you can't plant multiple flags. Everybody knows that I'm about multiple streams of income, but I'm going to plant a flag here. I'm going to plant a flag here. I'm going to plant a flag here. And then I'm going to realize I can't follow and go to each flag every day or at least once a week. If I can't visit each flag, then I probably shouldn't be involved in it. I'm about at that point for myself that, hey, I'm not going to get involved in many more things if unless they're something that I can invest in and be passive with. Because if I do, then I'm chasing a bunch of things and not getting anywhere. I don't know. I guess the theme of today is, what are you doing to put love and positivity into each and every growth? For one, do you know that if you say my money's making money for me every day, that it just might? Do you know that if you talk about your hashtags becoming a number one, that they just might? That if you expect excellence just might show up. Excellence just might show up. So start speaking it into your world. Speak life, not death. Trust in God. Trust in the love of this weekend, because I'm just so excited about tonight's dinner. I'm so excited to let Laura know how much I love her throughout the next few days. And if we say, well, Valentine's just another day. No, it's another opportunity. Here's what Valentine's is. Just like I just spoke about, look for opportunities to increase the value of what you're in. Valentine's Day is another opportunity for me to make Laura feel special, to know how much I love her, and to show how much love I have and how much I can't, that I'm grateful to be able to know that I'm going to spend eternity with her. What opportunity are you going to make Valentine's weekend into? I don't know. I'm going to watch some Martian stuff. I'm not going to worry about the Super Bowl. That's not my thing anymore. I am going to watch the fights on Sunday, though, because I'm recording them tonight since I won't see them. And I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that Laura knows that these last 14 years have just been amazing and how much I love her. So I hope you're going to do the same. God bless. Bye-bye.